Dear conference attendees, I want to thank you for the time that you have been with us so far. If I look around the room, I think I'm filled with so much pride and hope and positivity for the future. If I hear the questions that have been asked, unanswered, the talks that we've already had, there's really a bright future for South Africa in education where our women is concerned. And I want to give you, from me to you, a very big hand just to say thank you for your contribution, for making our future leaders empowered when it comes to education. Thank you, everyone. Here we go. We are going to have a panel discussion. The panel discussion is going to be around the topic of gender-based challenges. So overcoming gender-based challenges in educational leadership. And we are calling this breaking barriers. That to me was just amazing. Breaking barriers. Overcoming gender-based challenges in educational leadership. So I would really like to call to the front Sylvia and Nico to join us for this panel discussion. I am going to ask them both a question surrounding gender-based challenges, and then we've got a few questions that I would like to share with the audience that we would like you to answer for us, right? So that this is really a very interactive session that we talk around the topic, keeping in mind that we have to go to our next talk. Will just be in an hour's time from now, right? So, if Taniko, if you can also join us, thank you, ma'am. With most of the people in the audience being in some sort of leadership position, whether even an educator in a class, you are the leader, you are the one setting the vision. When you are in an educational setting, whether it is in the department, private, or even if you are in the business sector, we all know that there are gender-based biases when it comes to leadership roles for women, right? So I want to ask Sylvia, what are some of the most significant gender-based challenges that you have observed or experienced in your career so far?
Interesting one. I think coming into this space as a woman, it's not an easy one. Traditionally, your principals have been men, and for them being men, that automatically comes with respect. And you get it from both sides of the gender. You know, all genders kind of follow suit when it's a man. And I find it that as a woman, you have to repeatedly prove yourself. You have to be superwoman. You have to be a jack of all trades. You have to walk on your head if you can, before you're recognized as a good leader. And that is a fact. And also you will find challenges like stereotypes about women generally. So even if you're not an emotional being and your approach is different, you're seen as hard. You know, you're trying too hard, but that's part of your personality. And if you're not coming from that angle, you're too soft because you're a woman, you're too emotional because you're a woman. So we never actually find ourselves in terms of, where do I really fit in? What am I supposed to do for my people to hear me and see me? Because we are bringing into a space of education talents and experience and knowledge, not us as a gender, but the skills that we have acquired over time. So that is also a challenge for me. And I have written also lack of self-confidence and self-promotion. As a woman, I cannot be coming across as too ambitious. Because I have to now fit in within a box where people will accept it. Because the moment I pick up my head, it's no, she's too much. You shouldn't be too much. So you're always watching yourself. I cannot be everything to everyone. Yes, I understand that. But I can actually be the best at what I do, but we are hindered by the fact that the more you seem to be knowledgeable, the more you seem to be passionate about what you do, the more knowledge you acquire, the more, and you want to impart those skills, you want to share, you're finding that you're then observed as over-ambitious, and that's not woman-like. You know, we should be still asking for help, we should still be bowing down, we should be, and it's a traditional outlook on leadership for women, which is quite perturbing, I must say. I also pinned down work-life balance. And that is crucial because I still go home to a setup that says to me, you're a woman. You know? I need to go home and cook. I need to go pick up my children after school. I need to go home and do all of these things. Come back tomorrow and still be superwoman. So the home doesn't understand that I'm just like the man in the house. You know, I'm putting bacon on the table as well. Can we maybe sort that out as well so that the balance is created? I'm a traditional woman. I believe in cooking twice a week. And then everybody else must find their day.
Well done.
As well. We do the same. If I cannot clean up, I'll hire somebody to clean up on my days. If I cannot cook, I'll buy the food on my days. But everybody has to have a day when they are doing something in the house, so that we create that balance when we come into our workspaces. It's not overwhelming us. Because my husband can come from work and just lay down, watch news, snore on the couch, and it's acceptable. I cannot do that as a woman. So starting from leading from the home and taking it into the workspace, you're frowned upon being a woman who must knock off at a particular time to go and fetch your children from school. Because maybe your predecessors or men generally don't do that. So they will stay maybe at school until 5 p.m., but you've got duties that call. And that part is not, you know, entrenched into our leadership as women, and we are trying to create a balance between all of those things. And I think the last one is this unconscious and conscious prejudice against women. You know, for me, it's quite interesting. They used to write, it was one company I used to work with, and they wrote Mr. T.S. Holt. Because my surname is Pole. And when you read it from the western part of it, it is home. And every time I would go for a meeting or something, when I walk in and I'm like, I'm Mrs. Paul, and they're like, wasn't it a man? Or a white man? No, like, you know. And the same, so that prejudice for me, that it's already a given when you walk in, and we want to navigate spaces where we can go look for sponsorships, where we can go look for ways to improve our schools. It gets to be so difficult as a woman walking into those fields. So this is why this here today for me is crucial. This is why this gathering here for me today is fundamental in terms of what am I going to take away, what am I going to implement in my school. And I'm happy the 3 ladies from my school are here right here in front. And I hope they are also, you know, our money's worth taking out, so that when we go back, we plow back. And I've got women, strong women around me, and I know they're facing the same challenges, they're facing the same prejudices, they're facing the same dilemmas from the home into the school. And I would like them to also go back and plow back and you know, keep it going despite all the challenges. But we are challenged as women in leadership generally.
100%.
Thank
Well
you.
said. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Tanika, on that, to add on to that, how do you think gender-based biases manifest in the educational leadership arena?
It comes out in a manner as if women are not good enough. She has already touched on that. So we tend to work 10 times harder than our male counterparts. In the private sector, it comes out even with the remuneration, where you might find that the woman in the same position is not paid equally to the male counterpart. It is still happening. So it's war. We're still fighting even today. It also manifests in a way that when you are firm and you project yourself very confidently, you are labeled with derogatory names, with your B words or that, because you come out strong in the boardroom or in the meeting. So even in the educational space, because of culture, where we're coming from, why is she so strong? Why is she coming out strong as if you're not respectful? But it's not about being respectful. You are working at that space, at that time. You're wearing a different hat altogether from what the society looks at you when you're at home as a wife or as a sister or as an aunt. So when you get to the educational space, it manifests in that way because they still project you in that way. So that's why you are given names. You have names, by the way. Yes. You might not know, but they've labeled you as already. And then you have the males that will also do that, openly so, just to bring you down a bit. So it does manifest one way or another. And there's a lot of stereotype, like I mentioned. But also what we also picked up is the way we project ourselves with voices, because males the voices are hard, right? So when you are in a meeting, for example, when they talk, the projection of their voices already is hard, it's firm. Now, when you come with your little tone, you might not be heard enough. So such things play a role and they manifest. That's why my voice is like this. I sort of like train my voice to say, now I'm talking. You must listen. Because you find yourself in a staff room or in a meeting or in a corporate sector where they talk, and when they talk you get scared, like, did he just say? And then you come as a woman and you go like, good morning, and you're like, so that also manifests, believe me, you learn to speak hard and in a way that you can be heard. It comes with time. So such things also have to be learned as a woman, because it manifests one way or another. So there's a lot of discrimination that happens wherever you are. So you just need to learn in terms of how to balance it.
Beautiful. I remember now, while Tanika was saying that when we did drama, acting classes and public speaking and debating, and singing, also in singing lessons, the big thing that you learn, and I think all of us as teachers know that as well, is that you have to project your voice. Like Tanika was saying now, it's like you have the sound in your voice is like a ball and you throw it to the back of the room. And that's how you learn to project your voice. But that's very true. Yeah. That's a very valid point. I want to put now to the floor. We know that there are biases. We know that there are challenges, right? We know all of that. And we can talk about that the whole day, because I think each and every one of us have that sort of a story. But I want to put to you, with these challenges that we've got, the biggest thing that I feel that we need to take away from here today is, like both these esteemed ladies said, there are challenges and there are some ways to overcome it. I want to hear from you as the audience. What can we do to overcome these challenges? What tips have you got for your fellow conference attendees that we can take away from here today to say, right, we've got challenges, we've got it, right? We women, we overcome anyway anything, so that's good. But what are those tips? So if you would really, we would love to hear your comments as well. If you want to raise your hand, I'll bring the mic to you. You maybe have a question for one of these lovely ladies as well, or a comment, or a tip would be very most welcome. Let me see. Aha. Got someone over there, and I've got a lady here.
Thank you so much. Good day, everybody. Thank you. Whatever the ladies have said has tugged at my heartstrings. And yes, indeed, definitely lack of respect. That's what I cannot stand. And when they look at you as being over-ambitious, is because you're more highly qualified than who they are and what they have achieved. And they see you as a threat. Yes. And they try to bring you down. I've been battling with this kind of scenarios throughout my life, year in and year out. What I've found out is that men have not changed their conventional perception of a woman. Okay? Whatever they expect you to be submissive, even in the workplace. I've been applying for posts. I'm sitting here with like almost 5 degrees, and I'm an HOD of a school. And wherever I apply, it's always negative. And even my child was telling me, Mama, maybe you're coming across too threatening. But the thing is, I have the knowledge. How can I not answer your question to the fullest of my ability? And then it seems like that it's just contact-based. You know, I know you and no, I've got this post ready for this person. And that is extremely unfair. And it has broken me to an extremely great degree and demotivated me so much that, you know, I really don't know the direction that I'm actually taking. Because at the moment I'm doing masters in law. I'm doing it the best interest of the child principal. And that's where my heart lies. But what do I do? Where do I go? Who do I apply to? I have tried every avenue, and nothing is just coming my way. And it's not only with the work situation, it's also the home situation. Because you're fighting 2 battles at once. Last year I walked out of a 35-year marriage, an abusive marriage. But yet I would go into the workplace as a professional. I leave my problems behind. Nobody knew it. They were shocked when it was discussed with them. And I kept on trying because I needed to raise my children and educate them. But I wasn't being given that opportunity. It wasn't that I was asking a favor. It would have been, you know, it was out of merit that I deserved a position of that magnitude. So I really appreciate tips as to what I can do, and, you know, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for sharing your story.
And what I've taken out of all this is that we are women, and we are stronger than ever before, and nobody will break us. Because the thing is that even though I've encountered so many problems personally and professionally, I actually grew stronger by it.
Yes.
Good day. I'm Mrs. Mokotsi, educator, HOD. That is my boss, sitting there, Mrs. Paule. And then our gender, guys, is so difficult, and it's sad as well to mention, but a few. Before she came to our space, we were so torn apart. We were divided. We were demoralized. We thought that was the end. We were very angry. In a way, my voice is intimidating like Diniko's. When I came to the space, I want everybody to recognize my voice. Even the learners, they know. From far away, I will scream at the top of my voice. And we thought it was the way to go. But we were wrong, because at the end of the day, we were always consuming grandpas, you name them, because we are forgetting that after this, we've got life, like our principal said. So there comes this lady to our school. When we were already in the verge of throwing the towel, telling ourselves that, you know what guys, we deserve better, let us go out there. But at the end, this is where we belong. This is where we belong. You know what we are doing, ladies? It's a calling. Not everybody can do that. So we were in just one foot. Are we in or are we out? Then we said, you know what? For the first time in the history of our school, let us wait for a lady. Maybe something will change. Then there comes this lady. You know, she's treating us in a way that I've always telling her that I've changed, emotionally so, because I used to be very angry. So you go to her office with that anger because we are used to that, and she will be sitting like that. And she will say, okay, Mrs. Mokoti. Then immediately you fall back. And she will say to you, go to the bathroom, don't you want water? I've got something in the fridge, help yourself. Totally, you'll be forgetting why you were here. Why did you pass in that office? By the way, you passed because we used to do that. But slowly, she groomed us. And then that is why she told us today that you are going to that conference. We have grown. Now we said to her, we are no more living. Why I'm saying this, ladies? It depends on leadership. It depends on management. Those who are our superiors, we are expecting them to groom us, to show us the way, not to use their power to tell us, to feel that we are here. It is our final wait. It is why we are called SLT, because we are managing the team. Everybody needs to have a piece of the pie. So in short, I just want to say, we should be at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. So, in short, ma'am came when our school was out and down. So now I'm very proud to say that our management is functioning because of, I think there are people out there who were taught what is leadership, what is the role of a mentor. So, ladies, let us make sure that you are not being abused. We should stood by our rights. We should know our places, but with the right people. Thank you, Mrs. Paule. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. That's wonderful. Beautiful. There's a